Hello, good morning everyone, and welcome to today's ECA webinar. So today's session is brought to you by Helen Atkinson, who's ECA's Director of Member Services, and Fit Butcher-Chowan, who is the ECA's Head of Regions. So today they are going to be discussing your member benefits, some of which you may be aware of and use regularly, and others you may not know are available to you. Can I have the next slide, please? And today's session is being recorded and it will be uploaded onto ECA's website later today. So feel free to share this with your colleagues. And Helen and Phip will be answering your questions at the end of today's session. So please write these in the Q&A box and we will answer them at the end. So thank you very much for joining, and over to you, Helen and Phip.
Thanks, Kat. So hi, everyone. So as ECA member businesses, you have access to an extensive range of services. But Phip and I often hear members saying, oh, I didn't know ECA did that. So this session is all about giving you an overview of the key services and also explaining where you can find out more information. There's a broad range of support, and for you to remember everything is going to be challenging. You're exceptionally busy people, and our aim for this session is to make sure that you come away knowing what is available to you, or at least where you can look to find out more. So we're going to start with ECA's main helpline services. So FIP, which is the main and most used helpline?
Unsurprisingly, our most popular helpline is our technical helpline. This is staffed by experienced electrical operatives. It covers not just BS 7671, but also covers other disciplines such as HV, hazardous areas, fire, security, building management systems, data cabling. So it's across the whole breadth of everything that our members do. The team are at the end of the phone, so you can call the helpline any time that you want to during working hours, or you can email them to get their expert guidance. The technical section on our website is also home to a huge range of technical guidance notes, technical bulletins, and links to previous podcasts and webinars that the technical team have done.
Yeah, it's a popular service, and they have a much more of a consultative and guiding approach, which is highly valued by many member businesses. But we have 3 or 4 other main helplines as well. So moving on, Phip, what are the other helplines that we have?
I'm sure you won't be surprised that the legal and business helpline is very popular. So if you've got a contract that needs reviewing, or perhaps you've encountered an issue mid-contract, or you want to talk about payment issues, our legal and business team are there to help you and help you resolve your issues. They can now also provide free credit reports, so you can check out the businesses that you're considering working with in up and moving down.
So that is a fantastic service. So for example, if you're a growing business and just starting to bid on some bigger jobs, you need to check out, for example, prospective new clients beforehand and never just sign contracts that are being sent to you. The ECA legal team can check through these for you and make sure that you're not putting your business at risk. So in addition, they also help out with debt recovery.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you speak to the team, if you've got sort of a payment issue, they'll work with you to decide the best way forward. And at times that could be a debt recovery letter, which will be sent out from a law firm that we've partnered with.
And what would you say makes ECA's legal support stand out from some of the other standard legal helplines that are out there?
So all of the team are qualified legal professionals. They specialize in construction and engineering, so their expertise is industry specific, which can be a real bonus for our members. And in addition to the legal helpline, they also produce lots of guidance and templates, ranging from guidance on disputes for taxation issues, payments, and obviously cybersecurity as well, which is another big issue at the moment.
Yeah. So moving on to employment matters, we know that there's going to be some significant changes coming up following the Employment Rights Bill, I believe. And the ECA team, the employment team, are going to be helping members understand how this is going to affect them. What can you tell us about this?
Yeah, that's right. So the Employment Rights Bill is at its final stages, and it will bring
Yeah.
some changes to workers' protections that our members really do need to be aware of. This includes day one rights. So that means that people that have just begun a job have rights from the first day of employment, which is something they've not previously had. And that can be things like statutory sick pay, parental leave, paternity leave, and there's changes to amendments to contracts on and amendments on dismissals, redundancies, etc. So some pretty important stuff. Some
Mm.
of our members, when we presented this at local meetings and conferences that we've done, have said this, sounds a bit scary, and we understand that, and that's why the employee relations team have put together some really helpful guidance on what this bill means for electrical contractors and when these new amendments will come into effect, because they're not all going to come in at the same time. They will come in stages over 2026 and 2027.
So lots to take in there. How else can
Mm.
the employee relations team support member businesses?
So they provide expert advice and guidance on all things employment. So you think about as an employer, you have to manage sickness, absence, you're dealing with perhaps disciplinaries. You might need support when you're employing people, including apprentices. And the website has some really useful templates. We have a model contract of employment and a model employee handbook. So you can download those and use them for your own business's purposes. We know that lots of our members have grown from being an electrician into suddenly running a business and finding themselves as an employer. And that's a whole new world for them. And
Mm.
we're here to help.
You mentioned apprentices there. Can you explain how ECA supports its members with hiring and managing apprentices?
Yeah, so ECA's education and skills team are industry experts. They're people that have worked in technical education, and they can provide you with all the information, guidance, and signposting that you need to run a successful apprenticeship program. And that's whether you've got one apprentice or you've got many apprentices. And we also work with members locally and nationally to give you, the employer, a voice to influence and strengthen ties between your businesses and local training operations such as JTL and local FE colleges, as well as some of the combined authorities around the UK.
Thanks, Vip. Moving on to health and safety. How does ECA help with this?
Well, this is such an important topic. We're in a high risk industry, so keeping people safe really is our top priority. We've got a highly experienced health and safety team that members can call or email when they need advice. And in addition to that, we've got an excellent range of toolbox talks that you can use in your own toolbox sessions. We can also come out to your business, so we can come out and review your H&S documents. We're happy to come on site visits with you as well. So anything that you need health and safety wise, we're here to help you. Our website has got loads of information on it. So as well as templates and incident report forms and things like that, we've got guides on everything from face masks. So, you've got people with beards, what happens if they need a face mask? You can find guidance on that, and asbestos awareness. So anything you can think of that helps keep you and your employees safe, we've got that on there. And we don't just look at physical health. Mental health is a
Mm,
huge issue
yeah.
within our industry. And our health and safety manager is an accredited instructor, so he can deliver the NHS mental health first aid courses out to our members.
And that leads us nicely into ECA's range of software, which is free for members. And in particular, we'll start with our digital risk assessment and method statement tool, which is called ERAMS.
Yes, so ERAMS is particularly popular amongst our members, but we know that there's a lot of members who still to discover it. So what is ERAMS? It's an online risk assessment and method statement service. It is so easy to use, and it helps you save time and money because it's free to members. So you can create, store, communicate all of your RAMs. You can access these either via the ECA website, or you can access ERAMS from the ECA app as well. If you've not yet used it and you'd like a demo, speak to your regional manager and they'll be able to provide a demo for you. And what I would say is if you're currently paying a third party for your risk assessment solution, have a look at ERAMS, have a demo with your regional manager. And if you switch to ERAMS, you're going to save money too.
Mm. Um, we have other software tools, and another one that we have is called eComms. So what can you tell us about this one, Fit?
So eComms was developed by ECA to help our members to respond to changes in the electrotechnical assessment specification. So that's the standard that your technical certification body assesses your business against, most likely NIC. What you now need to do is to evidence to the assessor that you have got stored the qualifications, the training, so the CPD, and the supervision needs of your staff. Ecoms gives you the option to put that all into one place. So when the assessor comes along, you can quickly and easily evidence your compliance to that part of the assessment. It just saves you rummaging around in drawers, filing cabinets, laptop cases, or looking online for all these certificates and emails saying people have completed CPD courses. So again, if you want a demo of that, speak to your regional manager. And yeah, they'll be more than happy to come out and show you how to use it, or they can do it via MS Teams as well.
So that tool is actually getting quite popular. It's almost got the same number of users as ERAMs, so that it's a growing service. But there's more software tools to come, and there's one that's coming out in the new year.
There is indeed. So in 2026, we will be launching eDocs, and this is a new document management system exclusively for our members. So watch this space.
Yeah, I think that it relates to sort of quality management systems, I think, but it's there to help support quality management, and it's going to support, as you say, with assessments going forwards. So we're going to move on now to staff development. So that's our members' staff. And earlier this year, ECA launched a brand new service which not only delivers a superb range of business training, it also provides you with a training fund to tap into.
Yes, so the ECA Growth Hub delivers bespoke training courses designed specifically to support electrical contracting businesses. So things like understanding contracts, tendering and estimating, collateral warranties. I mean, let's face it, who really understands collateral warranties? So we're busy adding new subjects as well. We've got an employment law essentials course starting in December. And how this works is every ECA member business gets an annual funding allocation based on their turnover to use for training. So this is an ideal solution for contractors to help you really make your business more resilient, but also help develop your staff teams. You can find information on the current courses and their availability on the website. So if you log into your MyECA account, you can see it all there. And it doesn't just stop there. So in addition to the Growth Hub, we've also got some technical related training courses. So anything that you use training wise from the NIC, you get a 10% discount. You can book that on the NIC website. And your 10% discount is applied. And we've got a variety of other training discounts that we've arranged with other organisations that are exclusively for ECA members.
Do you want to move on to the next slide for those?
Oh, sorry.
Thank you.
Marvellous. So ECA membership can really create some significant business savings. But as we're hopefully showing on the slide, let's run through a few of the other discounts that we have available. And we'll start off with CHAS.
So this is one of the biggest savings that our members can make. So if you are CHAS accredited, you'll know that it can be quite expensive. The more employees you've got and the higher your turnover, the higher the cost of your accreditation. ECA members get a 27% discount on their CHAS annual renewal. And to activate this, you need to use the discount code and a link on the ECA website. So again, log into MyECA and you'll find the information in there.
It's I have to say, it is a bit of a faff accessing this, because you're leaving the ECA website and going on to the CHAS platform, but I'd say stick with it. The customer journey, as I've said, is a bit tricky, but it is a worth a worthwhile discount. And if it's a first time SSIP assessment, it's free, which is amazing. So as I said, stick with it. And once you've got that discount, I think things get a little bit easier going forwards. What else have we got, Fit?
So if you do Part P work, particularly if you do lots of it, you'll be saving a lot of money. So ECA members get a 50% reduction on your NIC, EIC Part P notifications. These will automatically be applied to your account. So if you check your monthly invoices from NIC, you'll see at the bottom of that it does indicate that your 50% ECA reduction has been applied. So that can save you an awful lot of money. Plus, if you are an NIC EIC domestic installer, you can also apply via the ECA website again for free Trustmark, which saves you around about £100 a year. So again, that this all adds up in terms of giving you value for your membership. We also have another. Oh, sorry, Helen.
No, that's all right.
We
Keep going.
also have a very popular other member benefit, which is the BSI online library. So a lot of our member businesses work across a whole number of British standards, particularly if you work in fire and security. And the BSI online library gives members access to over 80 British standards for £100 for a 12-month license that has 5 user logins on it. So it's an absolute steal.
Indeed. So any key for any business is ensuring its staff are happy and healthy. And ECA membership provides you with the ability to offer a great employee benefit for your own teams. So Pip, can you explain how we do this?
Yeah, so sickness and injury can be a real issue for our member businesses, and we all know how overloaded the NHS is, particularly at the moment. So getting yourself or your employees back to good health, back to fitness, and back to work is really, really important. And we have a subsidiary company, ECIS, and they have a range of options, including private medical insurance, dental plans. They have a cash plan, which gives you money back on things like physio sessions, opticians costs, and various other lower level tools that you might want to use. And they also provide health assessments as well. So there's info on this on our website. And again, if you speak to your regional manager, they'll be able to put you in contact with ECIS.
And what about businesses that are in the Joint Industry Board, the JIB?
Yeah, so if you are in the JIB, your annual company membership is free of charge as an ECA member. So that's covered by ECA. That can save you an awful lot of money as well. The JIB benefits for your staff include private medical cover, and that's also looked after by the EIS team.
Thanks, Pip. So we've run through the main business support services and the software, and also had a look at some of the savings that can be gained from your membership. But for many, membership provides a big pair of arms around their business, providing support and guidance and updates. But in addition to this, many business owners and senior managers also want to network and help to shape their industry. So we'll move on to that now. So let's find out how ECA facilitates networking and the shaping of the industry.
Yeah, so we have a wide range of committees, working groups, and forums that give members an opportunity to get involved and also to help shape their industry, as well as shaping national strategies such as skills. So our key committees are technical. There's business policy and practice, labour relations and skills. So depending on where your expertise and passion lies, there's something for everybody there. Alongside that, we have a number of working groups, and these are along technical subjects. So we have a zero carbon group for people that are particularly passionate about renewables. There's a hazardous areas group for people that work within that arena. And a lot of people will be surprised at actually what does class as a hazardous area. You might think that you don't enter hazardous areas because you don't work on MOD sites, but you'd be surprised at the number of places that are classed as hazardous areas. That's a really popular group, really active group. We have a high voltage group, we have an information communication and technologies group. Those groups consist of ECA members, some of our technical team, and then stakeholders from other organisations. So it could be people from other trade associations, it could be people from, for example, the IET, but they join together to look at issues within those particular sectors. It might be that there's a training need that they need to resolve, and they just talk about their pains and gains, but also make recommendations for how those sectors can be brought forward. Outside of the technical side of things, we've also got an HR leaders forum. So, that's most suitable to people that obviously work within an employee relations HR type function. And then we have a very active health and safety group as well.
So a lot of opportunity there for businesses to get involved and help shape things going forwards. What examples have you got of where and what we've achieved previously?
Yeah, there's some great ones actually. Probably the best and the most current one is our work on late payments, which we know impacts so many contractors. We've done a lot of work on that lobbying government. We've surveyed our members, and that information helps us in our lobbying of government. ECA members will continue to play a really important role in influencing government plans in 2026 and beyond. And we are moving towards some really important changes in payment practices. On the technical side of things, we've helped shape some technical developments across the industry. And on the skills side, we have a lot of electrotechnical training and careers alliances are really making a difference on the ground in local areas by working really closely with employers, awarding organisations, training providers and local authorities to make sure that what's coming out of the training organisations is what employers need within their businesses. So there's, being part of this ECA community really does deliver results, and can be a huge benefit to all members, as well as giving those that are on those committees and working groups a feeling of community and that they're making a difference.
We've covered so much today, and that's an awful lot to remember. So where can members go to find out more?
Okay, yeah, we have covered a lot. There is a lot. So the best thing to do is to speak to your regional manager. They're your local point of contact, and they'll help you get the best value from your membership. So give them a call, drop them an email. They'd be delighted to help you. You can also use the ECA app. Now, that's available for Android and iPhone. You can download that from wherever you normally download your apps, and log into My ECA that way. On My ECA, you've got access to loads of support documents. You can access off to ERAMs, ECOMs, and you can also see all the events and opportunities that are going on in your local region. If you log into the ECA website, into My ECA, that's the dedicated area of our website. So this is the bit that only you can see. That's where all the really useful information, the guidance notes, the templates are stored. If you log into there, you can see it, pretty much everything that we have for members, but also follow us on social media. We have a great following on LinkedIn, and we use LinkedIn an awful lot to get not just ECA messages out to members, but also industry news and opportunities that might be of interest to you. And we have lots of great videos on our YouTube channel as well. So you can catch up on past webinars or watch some of our guidance videos on there. What we would say is make sure that all your employees have access to My ECA as well. Your membership is for your business. It's not an individual membership, it's your business that belongs. So make sure that people that work in your contracts team, your HR team, your technical functions have all got access to My ECA so that they can find all the information we've talked about today as well. And importantly, we send a lot of emails. If they're landing in your spam folder, can you remember to whitelist the ecalive.co.uk domain, and then we can make sure that you're getting everything you need delivered straight into your inbox.
That's a really important point, that last one. So yeah, the whitelisting of at ecalive.co.uk is really important to make sure that you are getting all this information we've been talking about. So earlier on, Pip, you mentioned the regional team who work across ECA's 12 regions. Great team. What activities and support do they provide to their regional members?
Could we get the next slide,
Oh.
please?
Oh, sorry. Yes. Where to begin? There's a lot that goes on in our regions. Most of it is member driven. So we talk to and listen to our members and respond to what they'd like to see in their locality. So this could be CPD training sessions. Every region has an annual business day. And we also organise things like visits to manufacturers as well as social activities. We know that our members like to network with each other, and by telling us what you'd like us to put on, we can plan the local activities so that you can get involved in that. Many members really like that opportunity to network with other contractors. So you've got that peer-to-peer conversation, that feeling that you're not alone. And there are really strong communities that you can be a part of. Your region will keep you up to date with latest industry developments and ECA news through regular e-bulletins. So, for example, with new things like the emergency lighting standard that came out last week and the 18th edition Amendment 4 that's due out in spring of 2026, we'll be delivering learning sessions across all regions. And you can find out when those will be, along with all the other activity that we've got going on through the event listing on the ECA app.
So in summary, ECA has really got everyone's back. They've got that big set of arms that I spoke about earlier around all of these businesses. And whenever you need support, the first thing you should be thinking of is ECA, can they help me? And we've been supporting the industry for decades. And next year, ECA celebrates its 125th anniversary, and we're gearing up already to deliver a whole range of exciting activity, particularly within the regions. So, in summary, ECA is a powerful business support service, and somewhere your business can be part of a wider industry community where you can network and develop you and your own staff team and get your voice heard. But all you need to do is to remember that ECA is here to support you and know where to look to find out more information. And I'll just summarize the four main places for you. So as Fip said earlier, your regional manager should be your first point of call. Have them on your favorites or your speed dial on your phone, along with the main helpline numbers. Secondly, download and use the ECA app. Thirdly, the ECA website. Make sure that you and your team have a login for My ECA, and your regional manager can help you with both the app and the My ECA logins if you're unsure about anything. And finally, spend some time to occasionally scan ECA's update emails and bulletins. They contain so much important information and to keep you up to speed. And as we said earlier, that at ecalive.co.uk is the really important address that you need to make sure all this good stuff doesn't land in your spam folders. So we hope you've enjoyed this session, and it's been an absolute pleasure to update you. Thank you for listening. Have we got any questions?
So yes, there was a lot to get through there. I do have a question. So obviously this session was primarily aimed at sort of our members, but we have a question about the benefits and features that are available to our consultant and specifier associate members. Could you talk a little bit about that?
Pip, do you want to do that one, or do you want me to take that one?
Yeah, no, I can certainly take that. So our consultant and specifiers are organisations that don't have an in-house technical team. So they're the people that are subcontracting work out. So they could be a main contractor specifying out to smaller contractors, or they could be a local authority, an NHS board. And we work closely with them so that we can make sure that our members have notification of possible work that's coming up in future. So if they need to get on frameworks, or if there are particular developments going on in a region, we'll let our members know there. Specifiers can take part in various ECA activities, so they may be invited along to some of the business days we've talked about. And we also work with specifiers so that they understand the importance of working with an ECA member. So all that support that we've talked about today, all the tools that you can use, all the expert help that's available free of charge to our member businesses, that can help our members stay up to date, stay abreast, which is really important for those specifiers to know that they've got people that are technically accredited and have this huge raft of support and tools behind them. Does that answer the question?
Yeah, great, thank you. Yeah, so lots of support still available to you. Someone says, how do I share with my team? If you could just come back and let me know, is that the presentation or something? Just a question going back to the software products, so ERAMs and eComs. You said that people can get demos. Can you just talk about how they would get that and what that might look like?
Yep, so if they contact their regional manager, if they're not sure who their regional manager is, they can find that on the ECA website. There is a page on there that shows all of our regions and all the regional managers within those. So you can find that there. Get in touch with your regional manager and they will set up a demo for you. They'll either come out to visit you and they'll sit with you and go through how you get logged on to ERAMs or eComs and the key functions of it. Or alternatively, they can do it via Teams. And actually, it's quite effective doing it via Teams. They can do that via screen sharing with you and just guide you through. When it comes to ERAMs as well, our health and safety team can offer risk assessment workshops. So the regional managers can demo the software, but if you really want to get under the skin of what makes a good risk assessment, then we can and we do offer risk assessment workshops to really help you get to grips with those.
We've got some online videos as well, Pip.
We do, yes. So in the MyECA area on the website, there are a number of videos that help you with ERAMs. So yes, you can look at those, and those will also be on the YouTube channel as well. I can't stress how simple it is to use. It really, really is very, very user friendly.
Yeah, great. Thank you for that. So just I do have a question about what the one key takeaway that you want members to take away from this session is.
I would say know where to look to find the information, and before you need or think that your business may have a challenge, the first thing to do is to contact ECA and speak to the relevant advice line or helpline. Because if I had £1 for every time I've heard, well, if you contacted us a bit earlier, we would be in a different place. So anything before you're going to proceed with maybe an HR situation or a legal a contract signing, just think, no, stop, I've got ECA membership, let's check things out first, because that could save you thousands of pounds, hundreds of thousands of pounds in some instances. So make that step. Remember the ECA is there, as I said, like that big pair of arms protecting your business. Come and check out the helpline, have a look and move things forward. So that for me would be the takeaway, is always remember that you've got your ECA membership there and use it.
Yeah,
I think my biggest takeaway would be to just think of ECA first. So whatever comes up, whether it's a business support issue or you're looking for design software, or you're looking for a risk assessment solution or discounts on training, we should be your first port of call. There's a huge range of information on the website, so you can see the variety of the discounts. We've just covered a few of them today, and the services available. But ideally, we should be your first port of call, and then we will signpost you to where you can get the information and support that you need.
I think as well, another important point for businesses is that it is a community. There are being an owner of a business or can be very lonely. You've got nobody else to bounce ideas off of, and particularly your regional network, by engaging with your peers, they will have probably gone through the same aches and pains that your business is going through, and it's an opportunity to talk to them. Sometimes people say, well, why do I want to go and talk to my competitors? Well, in many cases, you're not competing. Actually, it's an opportunity, and I've heard this many times at ECA events and meetings where people actually are doing business together. So they're either finding people that they can subcontract to, or vice versa. So it actually becomes a really important networking and business building opportunity, and somewhere to share thoughts and views and aches and pains, and understand each other. So it makes your business world less lonely.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for that. Just a question. So you said that people can share the access to My ECA and all of the documents with people within their team and their company. How do they go about doing that?
So if you go onto our website homepage, you can go to My ECA login. When that opens up, people that have got an existing account, on the left-hand panel, they can just put their login details in. If you don't yet have one and you want to set one up, the right-hand panel comes up with boxes for you to just put your contact information in, and then provided your email domain matches that of the business that you're working for, then you can just set your account up like that really, really quickly and easily.
Brilliant. Thank you. And you did mention that next year is our 125th year anniversary. Is there anything you can tell us about that?
Yeah, there's lots happening. So far, we know what we were doing is working with the various regions, asking them to decide what they would like to do. We'll be providing some useful content for them to be presenting to regional members. We're also going to be running a national event. Details are still to be confirmed on that yet, and we'll be announcing things probably in the next 4 or 5 weeks. We're also looking at some other interesting ideas, but I don't want to reveal too much just yet because it's all still being planned. But we hope to make some announcements in about 4 or 5 weeks' time.
Brilliant. Yeah, so do look out for more from us on that. And on that, I think that might be it for questions. But as you've said, if anyone does have any further questions, probably first post of call is your regional team, who can signpost you in the right direction for anything else. And thank you very much for joining the session, and thank you, Helen and Vip.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.